Right, we are live. Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome back to the Kiwi Lads channel. We are back for another match of the Sao Paulo Sevens. It has been confirmed that Belgium have won the Sao Paulo Sevens competition. Sadly, that doesn't get them enough points to go through to the next stage of the championship. But this game, USA versus Germany. Now, if the maths is correct from what I have done, it would actually mean that the USA, no matter what, have actually just won themselves the overall standings and the number one seed. Now, that could be wrong. There's a lot of maths that has to go into it. The overall title was decided in this match, I think, says hey no, because Kenya aren't winning the Sao Paulo Sevens. Says hey no, that is true. So Kenya finished second, Uruguay finished third. Now, currently in the rankings, Kenya have got themselves 50 points. USA, if they were to finish fourth in the overall standings, they would receive 14. That would put them on 52 points. Now, Germany, if they were to win this game, they would then get themselves 12 points. And I'm not sure who would win out of Germany or Kenya in terms of second place. But I believe USA, heading into this matchup, have already got themselves the overall number one seed spot. Could be wrong, but I don't believe they can be caught by Canada or Germany, who are both below them. Sevens is so ridiculous. Says Big Rig is in like how quick it happens or how confusing it is for the overall layout. But currently it is confirmed, I believe anyway, that USA will be number one seed heading into those championship legs, Kenya number two seed, and then either Germany or Uruguay as the third seed. Both says Big Rig, but both these sides now out there on the field for the USA. And their starting lineup, it is Biza, Ryan Santos, Aaron Cummings, Marcus Tupuola, Lucas Acamp, Steve Thomasine, the captain, and Ben Brazel out there on the field as well for the Germans. They have got Lammers, they've got Lot, they've got Nicholas Koch as their captain, Sinderman, Diel, Gleitzer. Oh, we're about to get underway. They've also got Eckholz. And I'm not sure on the settings, but says Haino. Yeah, so I believe that the USA at worst can receive fourth place in the overall standings, which would give them 14 points and put them 2 points ahead of Kenya in the overall standings. This one's going to be kicked downfield, a little bit of a different tactic, something you don't see within the first 15 seconds of too many matches of the Sevens. It's a good kick downfield. It has found touch. They said if there were 50 22s and 7s, it would have been one. But that's not the case. It will be now the line out for the USA. Belgium celebrating that massive win, although the most points that they can end up in the overall standings is 42, which means that they can't actually get themselves through to the next stage, only narrowly missing out to Uruguay in the end. We have there Kenya Shuja R2 says Joe, so yeah, they get themselves the second overall seeding, Kenya, which does give them a decent draw heading into the championship, I believe. And at the moment, there's some pretty interesting stuff happening in the women's side of things for the overall standings, because Kenya, if they manage to get themselves a win over Brazil, I think that would book them a spot through, wouldn't it, to the next stage. Reading for Germany, says Ibrahim there. Although even with a win for the Germans, it would still be the USA winning as the overall number one rank, although that's going to be a drop ball from Germany. It goes backwards. Cleaned up Lucas Lecamp, hanging on to this ball. Now another kick trying in behind from Germany. They'll manage to claim that one, and the try scored by Sinderman. A good start to this match for the Germans here. We'll give them the 5 points. Are currently in the first half of this contest. Still plenty more play to take place, but it was a good heads-up play from Germany. Why would a Germany win? Still have USA winning, says Haino, because Germany only have themselves, I believe, they currently have 2 points, right, in the overall standings. They played 4 matches sitting on 2 points. USA sit on 6. So Germany at most can only receive 3 points from this game, which wouldn't be enough to be able to catch up, as they can only go up to 5 points. And now, another kick here from the halfway line for the Germans. They kick this one off. And that one was closed out on the full, but it does bounce into touch. But yeah, it's a little bit confusing with how it currently sits, but I believe that, yeah, USA can't be caught for third, as Canada have already lost their game to Belgium. So that's actually what got Belgium in the first place. Can you so unlucky after all the brilliance? Says Goyo. Yeah, once again, the unlucky side. Although they did finish higher in this competition than they did in the last and the one prior to that. They're able to get themselves that second ranking rather than third. Kenya Lionesses will beat Brazil for sure. Says Ibrahim. So Germany at a bad Sao Paulo? Pretty much, yeah. They only sit... Well, they haven't won a game up till this stage. So really not the competition that they would have been after. That one has gone into the stands. Currently 4 minutes down. And this contest almost. That one's going to be claimed at the back of the line out for the USA, sitting about 25 metres out from the line. Lucas the Camp tries the fend. He goes straight through. And as soon as he breaks that first line, you know no one's going to be able to catch him. Scores it between the posts, and now the USA, they will take the lead in this game. Second will go like that, and like that. There we go. Okay, makes sense then, says Haino. Yeah, I think it's because it's the aggregate across 3 legs. It does make it that little bit more confusing. Kenya is unlucky, just like on the HSBC final with Fiji at Singapore, says Ibrahim. Yeah, that game, they were very close, weren't they? I know at one point in that game, wasn't it 19-5, but then I think it got closer by the end, or is that a different game that I'm thinking of between Fiji and Kenya? Vouching for the Kenya Lionesses to beat Brazil, and if they were able to do so, I believe they would make their way through in the top 4. So they would be able to knock out China, but they do have to rely on South Africa beating China as well, just to help them out a little bit. But now that one's going to be kicked out on the full from the USA. So making that early mistake. Not quite what they would have been after. Does give Germany the chance to try and get some sort of attack going. Once again, this game, though, with the overall standings, it doesn't change a lot. Though it would mean that Germany don't finish dead last. And I think if that was the case, then there's half a chance that Germany... I'm not sure how they do the point system, but they would be actually on the same points, I believe, as the Kenyans. That is kicked out on the full by Germany this time. Both sides just not quite getting those kicks right. Seen a lot of kicks, though, throughout this first half compared to some of the other matches of the 7 so far. 100 seconds remaining on the clock. USA currently leading by the 2. We have still got one more game around the corner we are covering, which is Kenya versus Brazil. Now, the reason we are covering that game is because it is the very last contest. And then, of course, by then we'll be able to let you know who's going through as the top 4. Still well and truly up for grabs. Steve Thomasine gets it into the line out to Cummings. Cross to the right. Hopefully they don't kick this again, USA. I feel like they'll be more dangerous when they run it. Lucas the Camp straight through. And he will get himself another try here. The double in Sao Paulo. And just going to use up as many seconds as he can before placing this ball down. You see this tactic quite a bit in sevens when the defenders aren't willing to engage. You can just wear down the clock. The Germans, they aren't interested at the moment. There's no urgency, even though they are down in this match, which I think really does summarize what we've seen in this competition. It seems like they are still waiting. It's a weird moment when you see this taking place, but he does place it down now. Lucas the Camp used up an extra probably about 30 seconds off of the clock. But 14 points to 5 now. Oh, hang on. Oh, no, I thought for a second they were going to be doing some sort of TMO check there. And Lucas the Camp says Rugby, it's just pure pace. As soon as he beats any sort of defender, he's just through. And extremely hard to stop. Has South Africa played China? Not yet. They are playing them in about, I think that's about, it's actually the very next game that has taken place. That is going to be halftime in this contest, though. 14 points to 5. They managed to wear down the clock enough there to then make it halftime for these two teams. 1 second. We'll go like this, and we'll go halftime there as well. And we have got there Washington, Dublin next weekend regarding the Rugby Round 8 fixtures and Super Rugby Round 8. Says Cole, just the 3 games that are taking place in the next round. Speaking of those games, Rugby is going to be helping us out with 1 or 2, I think. At least one, anyway, I think has been confirmed. Halftime in this game, 9 points separating the teams. Still another half of rugby to be played. Germany find themselves down by 9, but the way that they wouldn't engage with Lucas Camp, it kind of seemed like they had already maybe hung up the boots from this tournament. They haven't been able to get a single victory after winning the first competition in Nairobi and also finishing second in the next. It just seems like maybe they're pretty fatigued. Back-to-back legs of the competition as well does always hurt. Go USA, says Oki there. And yeah, for the USA, even without a win here, they would still guarantee that number 1 seed from Division 2. We've done a bit of the maths, and it means that they would finish 2 ahead of Kenya to get themselves the bronze medal in this comp, but USA would receive the 4th position. Now ready for the kickoff. Germany, have they got just that little bit left in the gas tank? Are the USA going to be able to run away with it throughout the second half? Germany, they've been close in a couple of their games. That is why they've got those 2 losing bonus points. But not a single win as of yet. Now kick off. Get us back underway. It is the captain, Nicholas Koch. Let's go with the long boot. Both sides have been opting for that tactic throughout this game to try and get it towards the sideline. Go second half. And we will put that there as well. There we go. And so will USA automatically qualify for 7-1? I don't think so, no. But they do have a better qualification spot. It means that if they finish in the top 8, they will go through. And they would then qualify for the Division 1. It's a bit of a weird layout, but it's a good run down the wing. It is going to be the try for the USA, but the only team that is completely safe and guaranteed Division 1 at the moment is currently South Africa. It will be a good try down the wing off of the bench, Aaron Faison. They've actually only got 3 men left for the reserves here for the USA. And the Germans, we do need to mention, which I haven't actually said so far, they don't have a single reserve. So if anyone got injured, they would be playing with 6 men out there on the field. They have had a competition where they've just lost so many players due to injury. And, you know, it's one of those ones. These guys have to play the full 14 minutes each and every game. Now, hello, says Hannah. Welcome in again. If you are doing very well, Lucas Camp did get himself the try assist there. IPL was crazy this year, says Ander. And there as well, but a good run down the wing to be able to score it for Faison. Now USA 21 points to 5. Germany still 5.5 minutes remaining in this contest. The chance of a comeback is getting very slim now. They're just saying there that the reason that it seems like a slower tempo is because of all of those Germany injuries. A knock on there from the USA though. Germany back in possession. Alexander Lott wrestled down. How much did you score? Any hole-in-ones at golf day? I did not. We got a couple birdies, though, which was pretty handy, but no hole-in-ones. Although my cousin, who doesn't play golf much, he's played like maybe 5 times, he got a chip in after we finished the normal round. We went for a few more holes, and he got a chip in from like 30 meters out. It was the only chip that he actually hit good all day, but it went in. So now he's keen on golf. Ball's fed in by Germany. This one is kicked in there. They just said there that the top teams join the top team joins the best 8 in the world. So I don't think they're referring to them actually being automatic qualifier. I don't think. I just hope South Africa can break their Hong Kong curse. I've never won at the Hong Kong Sevens. Really? That's surprising me. They've been close multiple times though, right? There is no excuse to not get a hole-in-one on the par 5. Says Xander now going away to the right-hand side for the USA. They've been scoring for fun throughout this tournament at times, but then other games they've just looked a little bit stagnant. This has not been one of them though. Now running down the wing, breaking the tackle more. Stamina there for Aaron Faison. And it's going to be another try for the USA. This game's getting pretty one-sided now. But once again, when you take into consideration that Germany cannot make changes. Faison came on in the second half fresh as a daisy. to be able to go out there and pretty much run at full steam ahead. Does just show why the importance of subbing at the right time in sevens is a thing, and also why, having a bench and actually having players who aren't injured can be very handy as well. But a last-ditch tackle attempt there from Sinderman. He actually scored the first try of the match for Germany. Since then, we've seen 4 unanswered by this USA team. Now, halfway, another kick-off. Slow getting back there to take this kick for the US. Honestly believe US is better than the UK at sevens. Well, to be fair, Great Britain have really been struggling, haven't they? But then the USA, the only argument, the thing is, they're sitting number 1, right? But consistency's been that one that they just want to find. And if they can find it, I actually think that they will find themselves getting that promotion to Division 1. And I'm not sure if it's going to be for Great Britain or whether there could be maybe a second side that also have the chance of getting demoted down. Now going off to the left-hand side, down the wing. Chance to pass it on the outside. Doesn't quite link up there, USA. Germany with the ball again, about 15 metres from the line. And again, we're just going to see that kick downfield. It's actually a little bit of rugby union style there from Germany, kicking from inside of their own 22 for touch. USA now going to have themselves the line out about 41 metres or so out. Like they've said, it's almost game management from Germany. It's the case of they know that they haven't got enough left in the tank to be able to beat this USA side. So now it's just about trying to limit the damage, I would say. But now right-hand side chance, running down the wing, looking for the offload on the inside. It's going to be the penalty for playing the ball on the ground against the USA. Germany in no hurry to take the quick tap here. In fact, they will use up every second that they can. UK Sevens is horrible. Better when it was just England. I mean, Sevens was better when it was 16 teams, to be fair. I don't know why they went to 12. I get that it was to try and make it better, and then they went to 8 just to try and make it better again. But it just seemed to be every time that they tried to make it better, they slowly lost more of their audience. It's going to be the line-out chance now. They're just showing there, Belgium, they are still celebrating in the stands after getting themselves the Sao Paulo tournament. So that's one big thing that they'll be able to take from the comp. The fact that they were able to receive that gold medal. Nice take from Germany. 30 seconds remaining in this contest. Another kick downfield. Almost an up and under. You don't see that in sevens that often either. But the ball now on the side of the USA. Trying to turn it into a rolling maul there, Germany. Rush defence, still trying to apply that pressure. But again, one line break, it's a knock on. And it will be the last scrum of the match for Germany. Final few seconds here though. But I believe it is guaranteed now that USA will be the number 1 qualifier as a whole from Sevens 2. Also better for the US to be involved. Sevens 1 with the LA Olympics happening in 2 years' time. Yeah, which is I think that when they initially cut down on the teams, they didn't expect USA to miss out. That's my honest opinion. Same with the likes of a Samoa. How I don't think they expect a Samoa to get demoted. Oh, a drop kick attempt here from Germany. And he's missed it away to the side. That will be the end of the game though. 28 points to 5. I believe the Germans will still finish as the 3rd ranked team overall. Same here, says Rabic. And also, you're bad when even the USA can whip you on rugby, says Big Roo. Well, to be fair, they're a pretty decent 7 side. They have finished as the number 1 qualifier for Division 2. And if there is a Great Britain, doesn't mean there is a not so Great Britain, lesser Britain regions, says Xander. We're not even going to bother answering that one. You can Google it. But next one that we have got coming up in the near future, ladies and gentlemen, will be the game between Brazil and Kenya. That has taken place in around 45 minutes' time. But there is another game just around the corner. South Africa versus China. And that one will determine whether or not there is a chance still for Kenya to be able to make their way through, or whether they would have to guarantee a win up against Brazil. There's a lot that can still happen on the women's side, but we are going to be keeping a close eye on the overall standings so that we know exactly what needs to be done for that last live stream. But 45 minutes time, then we are back. Spain have been the best improving side, even from 15's front, says Rugby and there as well. But the men's tournament, Belgium, they finish at the top of the bunch. And then USA, they do get themselves the 4th. I'm hoping they will show the overall standings as well, just so we can get complete confirmation on there. But the Kenyans, they will finish 2nd. The reason that they don't win with that points differential, as impressive as it is because of that loss to Belgium. Great Britain was used historically to distinguish it from the smaller region of Little Britain. Well, there you go. Now it's just kind of stuck around, says Big Rig. Right, they are still showing the standings. Hopefully they show now the overall with a little bit of luck, although I have a feeling that they are going to show the women's overall one, which was not bad either, because we will be able to take notes on that. Currently they are just showing the big buildings right next to the ground. If you are staying in those, I believe they are hotels. If you're staying in there, be able to watch the rugby off the decking. We have got there, but now, oh no, I read that one, didn't I? Right, South Africa versus China. They're not going to show us the overall standings at the moment, unfortunately. So I will have to try and find that while we're at it. In fact, I think I can here. 1 second, we'll go pools. Women's pool, there we go. Right. So, the gist of it is Kenya and Brazil are the top 2 teams. Argentina still will be playing Spain later on, and they can go to the number 1 rank. Argentina versus Brazil would then be the game to look at. So we'll quickly find that one. Brazil-Argentina was won by Brazil. So there's a lot that can happen for the women's side of things in terms of rankings. But China do need to get the victory over South Africa here. That game has just now taken place. But I will see you guys in about 43 minutes for the next stream and the last one of Sevens 2.